Yo, B Marsh Boxing back at it with another live stream. And you can see in the title, hold tight, give me one sec. Let me send these links to social media one time. Share. Give me one sec, ladies and gents. But in the meantime, in between time while I do that, this is my breakdown and prediction for this mega fight we got coming up at light heavyweight, baby. Light heavyweight, and I'm talking about Badou Jack trying to go for the lineal title versus the WBC champion. Adonis Superman Stevenson. All right, now Adonis Superman Stevenson, the longest current reigning champion in boxing. It's gonna be a tough task for both fighters. You know what I mean? What do I project this? This is a 50-50. You could say so. You could say 60-40. Whatever you want to choose. You know what I mean? Either way, this is a difficult task for both fighters. Give me one sec. I'm about to seal the deal on this Stevenson Jack. All right. Yeah, man. Let's get into it. All right. Now, as far as my prediction for this fight, I think it's a very tantalizing fight, very pugilistic fight right here, man. These two combatants, hey, they going for the gusto. Believe you me, you know what I'm saying? I see Mario Smith in the chat. What's happening? He says, "What's up, B Marsh? What's happening, big man? How you doing, man?" Just breaking down and predicting this super fight that I've been anticipating for ever since it's been announced. You know what I mean? Big shout outs to MBT Boxing. He let it be known to me last year at some point that these two will be getting it in. They're gonna fight, and I was like, "Hey, man," because I was at that time, Adonis Stevenson was already about to fight the man Elidia Alvarez, but he got a better opponent in the man um, Badou Jack, and I ain't mad at that. All right, let's get into this. You know what I mean? I see Hop in the chat. He says, "In my honest opinion, there are two boxers in the game today who carry with them elite one punch, fight-ending power, and Adonis Stevenson is one of them. Deontay Wilder is the other. Looking forward to this one." I agree 100%, Hop. No doubt about it, man. Adonis Stevenson got that. He got stupid pop in that left hand. But let's get into the basics and the fundamentals and the keys to victory for both these guys. All right. Now, as far as Badou Jack, Badou Jack is Badou Jack's a good fighter. Doesn't do anything particularly great. He does everything well. He's a very well-rounded fighter. You know what I mean? Dylan Gallagher's in the chat. What's happening, Duke? He says, "Looking forward to this one." Big ups, B Marsh. What's happening? Thanks a lot, Dylan. Appreciate that, man. All right, so Badou Jack, um, one of his strengths is definitely his inside game. You know what I'm saying? But apart from that, he's a guy who throws. He only throws combinations when he has a guy really not throwing anything back. He's basically a one punch at a time type of dude. You know what I mean? And he's not a guy who will double or triple his jab to land that right. He's more of a hooker. Matter of fact, you know what I mean? More than a straight puncher. You check it. Um, he throws shots well to the body. His footwork is decent. I think Adonis Stevenson's footwork is better. Adonis Stevenson's a guy who actually boxes. You know what I mean? He's a boxer. He's a quintessential boxer puncher. Moves around. You know what I'm saying? Can box on the back foot. He moves around laterally. You know what I'm saying? And of course, I didn't even look at the dimensions of these guys. You know what I mean? But one thing for sure, two things for certain. Badou Jack looks like the bigger fighter than Adonis Stevenson, but I do know Adonis Stevenson has a longer reach. I don't know anybody at the light heavyweight division who has a longer reach than Adonis Stevenson. You know what I mean? Now, Adonis Stevenson, I'm sorry, Um, Badou Jack showed in his last fight versus Nathan Cleverly, man, he got it in. He battered and demolished Nathan Cleverly. What he did right there, to be honest, was that was a good look. Especially stepping up in weight. You know what I mean? Why he couldn't do that against opponents at 168? Maybe he was too big for 168. Maybe he felt a little drained. I don't know, but I do accept the fact that the guys he fought at 168 are better fighters and than the man Nathan Cleverly. You know what I mean? So Nathan Cleverly was ripe for the picking. You know what I'm saying? What Badou Jack did to him, broke up his nose and threw combinations, uppercuts. He just unleashed a thorough beating on him. You know what I mean? Well, Badou Jack, the closest he's given a thorough beating like that to, some may say, was to James DeGale. Well, James DeGale gave him a beating too. You know what I mean? Now, as far as Badou Jack, I'll tell you some flaws I see in this guy. You know what I mean? I think Badou Jack, like I said, he throws one punch at a time. And I'm still suspect on Badou Jack's chin, you know what I mean? And nobody can fault me for that. A man like James DeGale put him down with the left hand, a southpaw, just like Adonis Stevenson in the first round of their unification fight last year. Now, I'm sure everybody here who's listening to this, whether in the chat or going to listen to it later on the archives, you will agree that the man Adonis Stevenson definitely cracks harder than James DeGale. You know what I'm saying? So that's one aspect where I see that the man is vulnerable. You know what I mean? And you got to keep it 100. I thought fellas like George Groves just edged out that fight with Badou Jack by 1 point. If you had Badou Jack winning, I'm not mad at you. It was a close fight. Maybe if the knock if dude didn't get dropped in the first round, George Groves, that fight probably would have been a draw. You know what I'm saying? Badou Jack versus Andre Durrell. Anthony, was it Andre? What is it? What's the dog? Anthony Durrell. That was a close fight. You know what I mean? I had Badou Jack winning it. You know what I'm saying? But if the judges had it for the man, James Anthony Durrell with the same kind of scorecard, a majority decision, I wouldn't be mad. Those were close bouts, you know what I'm saying? So Badou Jack has been he's been squeaking out victories, you know what I mean? But right now he's definitely facing the toughest fight of his career, and vice versa, man. This is actually the best fight of Adonis Stevenson's gonna have faced since he became a champion in 2013. Now the dimensions that the man Adonis Stevenson has that definitely work in his favor. I think his reach, definitely. I think he has a better jab. You know what I'm saying? He doubles or triples that right hand jab to unload that left hand. You know what I mean? Only thing that Adonis Stevenson doesn't do, that's why maybe people might call him a one handed fighter. He doesn't throw any right hooks to the head. He throws right hooks and left hooks to the body. And that's where we're going to find out if there's going to be a war of attrition. Who can go to the body more effective, and who's body bank deposits going to pay dividends at the end of the fight. You know what I mean? The guy that knocked out Adonis Stevenson or stopped stopped Badou Jack, Derek Edwards. That same guy, Adonis Stevenson, made easy work of him. You know what I mean? Badou Jack never rematched that fight. You know what I'm saying? The man Stevenson has rematched any fights that anybody thought were questionable, whether it was Darnell Boo knockout. He avenged that loss, and the Fonfora fight, where people. It's funny how people said that the man Stevenson should have rematched Fonfora after Fonfora gave Stevenson a tough fight, dropped him in the ninth round. You know what I'm saying? After getting dropped himself twice by Stevenson. It's funny how people wanted that rematch. Then when the rematch happened and Adonis Stevenson demolished him with the same damn punch, left hand, this dude couldn't get out the way of that punch. Everybody was mad at that fight. Said, "Why the fuck you got to fight for four?" Adonis Stevenson gets a lot of hate, but one thing I do like about Adonis Stevenson, he's always a jovial character. It's business, never personal. My man's always smiling. He's always happy. And one thing I do know, he's a kind of guy. I'm sure he doesn't read his social media comments. You know what I mean? Because any boxer who gets that type of hate, man, I'm sure that shit would drive you crazy. You know what I mean? Make you do unorthodox, uncharacteristic type of things, like i.e. guys like Adrian Broner. But I do think that the man Adonis Stevenson, that left hand is just it's a dangerous weapon of epic proportions. You know what I mean? And I think he's going to catch Adonis Badou Jack, whether it's from close range. This guy Badou Jack is playing with fire. You know what I mean? He can win the fight, sure, if the man Adonis Stevenson ages in one night. But this guy's playing with fire. You want to get up close to Adonis Stevenson. He can fight on the inside and drop one of the best left crosses in the game. Go check out that fight with Thomas Williams, who did want to stay on the inside and trade with the man. What's his name? Adonis Stevenson, and he got put to sleep with that left cross right on the inside. That was from close range, you know what I mean? And we know Adonis Stevenson is a guy who likes to dictate the pace from fighting from a distance, you know what I mean? Because of that long Dal Sim Street Fighter type of reach he has, you know what I mean? And I think that his footwork, he's going to be circling to his right. He's going to avoid this man, Badou Jack. And I've heard people say that Badou Jack is a superior puncher. I mean, He's a good puncher, but who the fuck does he knock out? Come on, guys. Let's be real, man. Let's be real. This guy doesn't have the type of power or pop like the man Adonis Stevenson. He does everything well, you know what I'm saying? But I think Adonis Stevenson will be on the inside where Badou Jack supposedly has the edge. I think Adonis Stevenson can match him, and it's going to be of a war of attrition. Whose body work is going to pay dividends at the end of the fight? You know what I mean? Let me see in the chat. Hey, what's going on, Charlie Brown? What going on, brethren? I see you in the chat. What's happening? Hop says Badou Jack respectable, more than remarkable. I agree 100% with that statement, Hop. Dylan Gallagher says I got Jack on points, but wouldn't be surprised if Stevenson KO'd him. Yeah, man. Stevenson, I'm sorry, Badu. Any of these guys could win on points. You know what I mean? But the only way I see, Badu Jack is not really, like I said, a volume puncher. You know what I mean? He's a guy who wants to walk you down, throw one punch at a time. Only time he will throw combinations if a guy has his high guard and isn't throwing anything back. Go look at that fight versus James DeGale and look how the man started to gas out rounds. I had the first 4 rounds for James DeGale. The other 4 rounds through 8, I had it for Badou Jack. So that's 8-8. Round 9 and 10, I believe I gave it to, or maybe Jack got round 9. But round 10 and 11, I gave to James DeGale. It looked like the man was getting tired. You know what I'm saying? Um, Badou Jack, his punch output was very low. You know what I'm saying? James DeGale was styling on him, man, dropping uppercuts, and that's a dangerous weapon that the man Stevenson has. Uppercut. And he's not going to throw no uppercut from far distance like what that guy Buster Douglas tried to do versus Holyfield. Leave yourself wide the fuck open, then he got put to sleep or got caught by Holyfield. Nah, Stevenson's uppercut is from close range. You know what I mean? So don't let nobody lie to you and that will say Stevenson don't got no inside game. Come on now, go look at that fight with Fonfora. Go look at them body shots he deposited in the bank from early that put this man Fonfora on the canvas, and he got up, but he looked like he wanted to quit. You know what I'm saying? He was wincing in pain. The body shot game, Adonis Stevenson can match Badou Jack, and Badou Jack, that's the only advantage I think he has as far as what he brings to the table, his body shot game. You know what I mean? Um, he does look stronger and bigger at 175. Maybe, like I said, maybe those guys he fought at 168, why he couldn't get him out of there. Maybe he wasn't. He was a little too big for the weight class. You know what I mean? Um, Hop says Stevenson's age a factor at 40. It hasn't yet been, and the guy fights once a year. And the guy Adonis Stevenson, if you know about him, he does train year round. He trains year round. He loves the gym, whether it's doing road work out there in Montreal in the snow, in Quebec, or in the gym. He's always in the gym. He stays in shape. I don't think he's always ready, so he doesn't have to get ready. You know what I mean? But I do think that Badou Jack, it's up to him to make Adonis Stevenson look old in one night. You know what I mean? Get old overnight. But I think Badou Jack, his footwork is not on pace with Adonis Stevenson. Adonis Stevenson back foot game is better. Adonis Stevenson's a better counterpuncher. Adonis Stevenson got the better knockout power and KO ratio. Adonis Stevenson is just a basic overall better fighter. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not going to talk about the hate that the people do have for Adonis Stevenson because that ain't going to win him the fight. People got to be objective about what they see in front of them. You know what I mean? And I've seen Badou Jack squeak out close victories, and I see Adonis Stevenson, man, he's handling his business. Granted, the man Badou Jack has been facing more tougher opposition, facing consecutive back to back former world champions, whether from Andre Durrell to George Groves to Nathan Cleverly to fucking Lucian Bute, you know what I'm saying? So, he's been fighting the best of the best at 168 and James DeGale, but I think Adonis Stevenson is going to be the more fresher fighter. They both haven't fought since last summer, you know what I mean? But I do think that Adonis Stevenson has the edge in this fight, and they should get the victory on his home turf. Yeah, it ain't Montreal or Quebec, but it is in Toronto, Canada. You know what I'm saying? Both guys are foreign guys. Both guys, Haitian. One's a Haitian Canadian. The other guy's, He's a Swedish African or Swedish Gambian dude, and Badou Jack. So both guys are foreign dudes, man, and they ready to mix it in. You know what I mean? But I do have Adonis Stevenson. I probably have him with a late stoppage, probably mid to late round stoppage, maybe the ninth or 10th round. You know what I'm saying? That's what I got Adonis Stevenson doing. I think he's gonna win this fight. You know, will I be surprised if Badou Jack wins it? Not so much. You know, but I will be disappointed because I do think that the Adonis Stevenson does have the better skill set. You know, what I mean, very underrated skill set, man. The guy's come out of the Kronk gym. He trains for the knockout, and he does, and that's not no just talking thing. He trains for the knockout. You know what I mean? You know, the kryptonite for a southpaw is a straight right hand. Well, that isn't Badou Jack's strength. Let's be honest. A Badou Jack is a hooker. You know what I mean? More than a straight, accurate puncher. You know what I'm saying? I just think that Adonis Stevenson, he faced a lot of taller guys. Go look at the fight versus Fonfora. Fonfora was right there. And you guys, I would like to ask everybody in the chat, what's going on, EJ Boxing Live? What's happening, big man? He says, EJ Boxing Live says, Stevenson got this. UD or KO? I agree. Good review, bro. Give thanks, EJ. He says, I admire Adonis' work ethic and his training. Reminds me of Mayweather. Yeah, Adonis takes his training very well, you know. Only vice that I've seen lately that Adonis Stevenson might have, he got a new kind of girlfriend that he's been messing with since last year, you know what I mean? And he features her a lot on his social media. Um, they be sporting these chinchilla coats, these furs. I think Adonis Stevenson has invested in selling fur coats. You know, that's well and fine. You know, the man is 40, man. That's probably the love of his life. You know what I mean? She talks a big game, you know what I mean? She says everything that Adonis Stevenson's supposed to do. He's going to knock out Badou Jack, this, that, or the third, you know. But me personally, I'd like for the ladies to stay in the cut, you know what I'm saying? You know, I don't see other wives talking about what they man is going to do to their husband or boyfriend's going to do to the opponent he's fighting, you know what I mean? I think she needs to fall back and, you know, just chill and let Adonis Stevenson handle his business, you know what I mean? After that, Adonis Stevenson, you can profile and style and wine and dine your girlfriend all you want on Instagram, Twitter, any of your social media platforms. But besides that, I think Adonis Stevenson's focused. I know Badou Jack is well focused for this fight. Big fight for both of these guys. Got to commend Badou Jack for trying to be a lineal champion in 175. You know what I mean? And I just think that the better fighter is Adonis Stevenson, man. I think Adonis Stevenson is a well-rounded fighter. Only thing he doesn't really do is throw right hooks to the head. You know what I'm saying? But he sets up the jab very well. You know what I'm saying? With that right hand to explode with that left. You know what I mean? He's a better counter puncher, and he does throw right hooks to the body. You know what I'm saying? Or the jab. He throws the jab to the pit of the stomach, and he comes to the over the top with that left hand. You know what I mean? Badou Jack, only shot at him winning this fight, like I said, he's gonna have to be a dog in there, and he's gonna have to take chances. You know what I mean? He's gonna have to stick his head in the lion's jaw, in the jaw of the lion, and he's gonna have to get on the inside and try to mix it up, man. But if he gets caught with a short left cross, man, it's gonna be night night, same style like what's that guy's name? Thomas Williams Jr. You know what I mean? So the man Adonis Stevenson, what he has to do in this fight, got to keep this guy at bay, keep him at bay with the jab, but he also has to be aggressive with his left hand, which eventually will happen. It's only a matter of time. B Marsh Boxing, thanks for everybody coming through. Hop, matter of fact, thanks for that writing that right there. Hop says, will we ever see Stevenson Kovalev? Well, here's my proposal, and I'm gonna make a video about this, man. I don't know whether I'll do it before or after the fight. The winner of Adonis Stevenson Jack must fight the winner of Lidia Alvarez and Kovalev, man. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. You know what I mean? That's exactly what gotta happen. I know Yvonne Michelle, the promoter of Adonis Stevenson and Lidia Alvarez, would love for Lidia Alvarez to come out with both these guys to come out with the victory, so he could have a big unification in Montreal or Quebec. You know what I mean? Personally, I think Lidia Alvarez has a shot at beating this guy, but can't sleep on the man Kovalev. Kovalev's a good boxer. You know what I'm saying? He's a good boxer when he's getting his way. You know what I mean? And it's gonna be up to the man Lidia Alvarez if he can break that will and make the man Kovalev second guess himself, you know what I'm saying? Because believe you me, Shabaranski almost dropped this guy Kovalev with the jab. Adonis Andre Ward got him out of there with that right hand right on the chin. So you know, Adam, I'm not too sure about the man Kovalev's confidence. Elite Alvarez is a good boxer, you know what I'm saying? But we gonna see what he do, you know what I mean? But I think Adonis Stevenson is gonna win this fight. Shizbiz, what's happening? I see you in the chat. He says contender for fight of the year. No question, man. Fight of the year on paper to me, it's the best fight of 2016, 2018, excuse me. My three fights I was mostly anticipating for. Lara versus Hurd. We got a great fight out of that. Contender fight of the year. Ortiz versus Deontay Wilder. Great fight. Contender fight of the year. And I think Adonis Stevenson, Badou Jack will live up to the hype. And I think the Haitian Canadian will prevail. B Marsh Boxing, thanks for everybody coming through. EJ Boxing Live, Hop, Shiz Biz, Dylan Gallagher, Charlie Brown Boxing, Mario Smith. Thanks for everybody coming through. That's my prediction. I got the man Adonis Stevenson via late stoppage. You know what I mean? The guy could probably go the distance too. You know what I mean? I would not be surprised, but I think the man Adonis Stevenson. Hop said you mentioned Stevenson versus Thomas Williams Jr. Fantastic fight. Yeah. Fantastic fight. Hey, Hop, you seen how Adonis Stevenson in the first round just caught him with a short left right on the guy's top of the head. And it didn't even look like a hard punch. And the guy crumbled. He crumbled like cookies in a plastic bag and just broke. Just went down, you know what I mean? That power Adonis Stevenson has, it's no joke, man. And I don't believe in the man that Adonis, that people been saying that Badou Jack is a superior puncher and he gets fellas. He don't knock nobody out, man. Fellas need to stop that. Hop says, I sure did. Wilder does the same thing with glancing blows. Yeah, to me, them the two most dangerous punches in the game, you know what I mean? Yes, indeed. So, yo, I'm about to seal the deal. Thanks for everybody coming through. And I'm going to catch y'all on the next bit. B Marsh Boxing, I'm out. Peace.